House sitting. For the past week and a half, I've been watching the house of some family friends while they've been out of town. It's a smallish house in a good neighborhood, and though there have been break-ins in the past, they have mostly been to cars parked on the street. These incidents have been few and far between, and have been nothing more than petty thefts. The house I am watching has 3 dogs, 2 of which are large but would be worthless in some kind of home invasion situation. It is a pretty easy job, and along with watering plants and letting the dogs out 2 or 3 times a day, I also have to stay at the house every night. Since I am in college, I really need any money I can get, and this is a pretty easy gig. The dogs are pretty relaxed, but if they sense anything outside, they lose their minds and bark until I check it out. If the doorbell rings, it's as if hell has just come to earth and they claw at the door, barking their heads off. But other than that, everything has been going well without a hitch until a few nights back. Sorry for the backstory, but I feel it is necessary in order to explain why what is happening is so out of the ordinary. As I continue this story, I will label each event as Night 1, Night 2, etc., starting with the night strange things started occurring. Night 1. A few nights back, I came back to this house straight from work. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, and after showering, I laid down and started watching some TV. At roughly 11:40, the dogs began barking at the front windows which face the street, which is always a little startling when this happens at night. I thought it might be some cars or people on a late night walk, but the street ends in a cul-de-sac, so I decided to take a look since there shouldn't be any traffic on the street this late. Luckily, it was just a possum lurking around, so I shut the blinds and laid back down. I continued watching TV when some weird shit happened. The doorbell rang. Just some ding-dong ditchers, right? Well, I went to the front hall and was a little nervous to open the door, so I looked out the side window. Nobody. I told myself it was probably friends of the kid who actually lives here, so I laid down and continued watching TV. 5 minutes pass. I get up again, check the door just to find nobody there once again. This happens 2 more times, about 5 minutes apart. Nothing there each time. At this point I'm more pissed than scared, so this time I wait by the window. I wait so that I cannot be seen, but have clear view of the doorbell. I wait a few minutes and watch the door, and as I am about to get up, it happens. The doorbell rings its single high-pitched ding, but nobody was at the door. I am both confused and a bit horrified. How the hell did it ring when it wasn't clicked and I was staring at the front door the entire time? I get up and open the front door, and take a few steps outside. Nothing. I see nothing, I hear nothing. I lock the doors and walk back to the room I was watching TV. As I sit back down, a strange thought comes to mind. Where are the dogs and why haven't they barked one time at the bell? I flip every light switch I see as I begin looking for the dogs. I finally find them in the parents' room, all lying in their dog beds. I am relieved they are all fine, but I don't know why they didn't react to a single bell ring. Even stranger was that all of them were clearly awake, as one came up to me as I entered the room and gave me its usual brainlessly happy look. I made one of the larger dogs come with me, and I finally was able to get sleep. I awoke in the morning, and let the dogs out along with my regular morning house duties. I went out the front door to go get the newspaper. They didn't cancel it for some reason, and when I came back to the door, I looked at the doorbell. Nothing was wrong with it, and when I pressed it, it worked perfectly. But there was something different. When I pressed the doorbell, it was profoundly louder and had 2 chimes instead of the single, more faint chime of the one I kept hearing the night before. I tried pressing it in different ways, trying to recreate the same single chime I heard, but it just wouldn't happen. I gave up and decided to head out to work, and would just hope things would be different that night. Well, I got my wish. That night was different, but not in the way I was hoping. Night 2. After work, I got back to the house and decided to watch some TV before bed, as I tend to do most nights. I had almost forgotten about the events of the previous night, but then I was quickly given a reminder. At a few minutes past midnight, the doorbell rang again. One single chime, nothing else. The dogs were silent in the other room, and so I decided to just turn up the TV volume and ignore it. About 5 minutes later, the bell rang again. I continued to ignore it and just sat there. Then something changed. The bell started to ring again, but in shorter intervals. By the 6th ring, I decided to get up and see what the hell was really going on. I searched the rooms leading to the kitchen, and then came across something really strange. All the dogs were sitting, staring at the back door. Just sitting there, as if awaiting for someone they knew to walk in the door. At this point, the family was not due back for over a week, so I stood there in terror and watched, waiting for something to appear at the door. I continued standing, fixed in place for at least another 5 minutes. This whole time, no bell. There was dead silence except for the sound of cicadas outside. I finally built up the courage to approach the door and see if there was anything outside. Back door layout as pictured, this time with the lights on. My heart slowly stopped racing and I looked out the window by the door to make sure nobody was out there. But why would the dogs be staring out the back door? I opened the door, turned on the porch light, and tried to convince the dogs to go outside. I had just let them out no longer than 40 minutes before, so I knew they had no business to be outside. I ushered them to go, but they just sat in place, unmoving. Come on, go out. But they just sat there, giving me their stupid blank stares. I looked around from the back porch one last time, and went back inside. I locked the door and laid back down. At some point I finally fell asleep, still wondering where the bell was coming from and who was messing with me. Little did I know, the worst was yet to come. Night 3. I didn't have work the next day, so after I fed the dogs, I went back to my house and stayed there until about 9 that night. Up to this point, I still hadn't told anybody about the bell ringing at night. I just assumed they would think I was overreacting. But this night changed everything. As I pulled into the driveway, I immediately noticed something different. The door to their back garage was slightly ajar and it definitely wasn't that way when I left that morning. I have this pictured above, but I didn't even consider checking it until the next morning. The lawn care guy wasn't supposed to come for another 2 days, and even then I doubt he would have needed anything from the garage tool room. So how the hell was this open? It was not only closed when I left, but I know for a fact that it was locked. One of the dogs had potted it a couple days before, and when I tried to open it, it was clearly locked and I didn't know where the key was. I closed the gate to the driveway and bolted to the back door. As I approached the door, I noticed something out of the corner of my eye, and my heart sank. To the right of the door, I noticed something that I had somehow missed the past few days. There was a second doorbell. One by the back door. Why the hell would there also be a bell back here? Did I really miss this the whole time I have been here? But here it was, I have it pictured above. I clicked it once and sure enough, I heard a single chime. The exact same chime I'd been hearing the past 2 nights. The backyard is completely shut off, and though it is possible to hop a fence and get back there, the dogs would have surely heard someone try to trespass. But then again, they had been acting strange and not barking to the back bell for some reason. Even stranger, when I tested the back bell, the dogs came barking and ran to the back door not knowing who was there. So why did they act differently before? I quickly got inside and locked the doors, and went around checking every room just in case somebody was already in there with me. I also locked every window and door to the outside. I brought all the dogs with me to the room I was staying in and just sat there for a while, trying to make sense of everything. I turned on the TV for a little while and tried to wipe it all from my mind. Before I knew it, it was midnight once again. Forgot to post this. This is the door to the back garage. I hadn't been keeping track of the time as I watched TV, but I was quickly reminded of the time when I heard the single chime of the bell at a few minutes past midnight. It caught me by surprise, and as I jumped up, I noticed all the dogs walking to the back door. I followed them cautiously, and slowly crept to look out the back window. There was nothing there. Of course. At this point, I was actually hoping to see someone or something instead of being in constant fear of what it could actually be. I turned on the backlight and scanned the backyard, but I still had the good sense to stay in the kitchen. Then I saw the garage door I spoke of earlier. It was wide open, as if inviting me to come see what was within. I've seen plenty of horror movies in my day, so I was smart enough to stay within the house. Since it was already cracked earlier, I told myself the wind did it and maybe the bell was just on the fritz, ringing at the same time every night until I see what is wrong. Yeah, it's totally just a glitch. I went back to my room and closed the door, trapping the dogs with me. I went to sleep and woke up the next morning with everything seeming fine. I fed the dogs and brought in the paper, not noticing anything out of the ordinary. But when I let the dogs go out to the backyard, I saw it. The door to the back garage was shut. Well, if you're reading this on August 12th, you are currently with me on night 4. It's about an hour to midnight, and so far there is nothing out of the ordinary. Hopefully nothing eventful will happen tonight, because I can't take much more of this. I've brought a knife with me tonight just in case something happens. I know it's pretty dumb, but it at least provides me some feeling of security. I talked to my mom this morning, and she called the police to check things out and patrol the neighborhood a little more. Of course, I doubt they will, and they said to just call 911 if anything happens tonight, and they'll do their best to help me out. I'm currently sitting with all the dogs just waiting for it to be midnight. I will keep this thread posted to anything that may or may not happen, assuming I'm not killed or something. Hey, yeah, fingers crossed, and I'll get back to you all shortly. OP here. It's currently 11:20 here at the moment. Nothing spooky yet, luckily. I'm seriously wondering what to do. I almost want to leave and drive around till like 1 and come back when whatever it is thinks I'm asleep. Any suggestions on what to do? Feel free to bump with whatever you want.
Is there anywhere you can hide and still see the back door?
First of all, have you told the owners of the house about any of this?
No, they're in Italy, and I don't know how to contact them other than like Facebook. I'll tell them when they get back in 2 days, but nothing really bad has happened, so it's not worth worrying them. And now the dogs are barking. Fuck.
Well, they must have a lot of confidence in you to not leave a contact number or something where you can reach them, but okay. Now I don't believe in ghosts and shit like that, but I do believe in serial killers, so either this is just an unfortunate series of events that seem paranormal, or a sick fuck is trying to lure you out of the house and possibly rape and kill you.
They said get in touch with their son on Facebook since they'll have Wi-Fi, but the time difference makes it difficult to easily get in contact and hear back quickly. And I don't believe in paranormal shit either, so I don't know who would do this. It can't be a joke.
It could be like this, Anon said. Or a scumbag trying to lure you out of the house where you are vulnerable. Just wait and see if it happens again tonight. If it does, then try to disconnect the doorbell or something tomorrow before lockdown.
Night 4, 11:45 p.m. Status report time. Nothing so far, but it's not quite midnight. The dogs do seem to be pacing in the kitchen now. I can hear their claws on the tile. I don't know why, they are usually asleep by now. The small annoying dog keeps barking at the front and back window, alternating every few minutes. So yeah, that's promising. I'm still holed up in the room I've been sleeping in alone at this point. Here is a picture of the front yard from my POV in the room. Shit quality, I know, but it's the best I could do at the moment. Seems calm as usual out front, so we will see if anything happens. I'll keep you all posted. Night 4, a little past midnight. This is Op. I just got off the phone with the police and they said they are on their way. So I decided to just wait it out in the room, and hope nothing would happen tonight. Well, I was very wrong. The bell went off and all the dogs were lined up in front of the door again. You cannot understand how fast and loud my heart was pounding in my chest as I walked to the door with my knife in hand. I crept around the cabinets toward the door and saw nothing. Nobody. So I waited a couple minutes with clear sight of the door from a secluded area. Nothing happened. I'm practically laying behind a couch near their entertainment room, which has pretty much nothing but windows facing their neighbor's driveway. I will post a pic when the cops show up and I get the balls to leave the room I am currently in. I can barely even type this next part. I am freaking out. As I'm laying down watching the back door, I see the dogs leave the kitchen and come to me. They walk by me and lay down next to me, which isn't too weird. As I'm still watching the door, a thud sounds from directly behind me. Night 4, past midnight. It was a single bang, just like the single bell ring. Practically shitting myself, I turn around and look in the dark room, trying not to have a heart attack. I see an old door, doesn't open, it's sealed shut, and I determine that is where the noise came from. Even creepier? That's the room I've been sleeping in for most of my nights. The window faces the couch I was sleeping on until it got too uncomfortable and I just took one of the beds. One more bit of creepiness? I just realized that the night I started sleeping in the bedroom is the night the doorbell started being rung. What the hell does this mean? Is this person telling me to go back to that room and sleep there to be watched? All I do know is that I am locked in the bedroom with the dogs right now with my knife next to me, waiting for the cops. I will update you after the cops show up. Pics will soon follow to give you all a good point of reference for what I am talking about.
OP should go full Home Alone on the bastard. Set up some traps. Or at least some sort of alarm system like the beer bottles or a string across the doorways.
OP. Call the people you are house sitting for and fucking peace out of that bitch. Fuck that yo. My white have is curious to see what is happening, but my Latino have is like fuck that I wanna laugh. I ain't no shame in noping out of there, OP.
Op status report, cops are out front about to come in I think. No new noises, I think the cops scares off whoever it was, at least for now. I'm texting my mom, and messaging the family now since I think I pretty much have to now. I will update you when the pigs leave, hang in there. I will be back.
Don't die OP. What's the layout of the house? Could that sealed door possibly lead into the garage?
That's a good thought, but unfortunately no. The sealed door is about 100 feet from there across the backyard. The cops are still here checking out back. The creepy open door in back is locked again, so that's still creeping me out. We'll update on their findings. Night 4, cops have left. Nothing. The cops found nothing. They chalked it up to nothing more than someone messing with me, maybe a friends of the family. So basically, they are just trying to get my mind off of it and think it's a joke or something. But at this point, it has to be something real, somebody who is not looking to do this kind of thing for fun. The cops said they'd patrol this area closely tonight, clearly not informed of the message my mom gave 911 this morning. I'm taking the reference pics now with descriptions so you can better visualize the layout. This is my perspective when I sleep facing the door. The remote represents about where my head would be when I sleep. That is also my new trip name, so look for it tomorrow as proof of it being me if I happen to post anything. The door facing the couch, this would be like as if I was in the creep's perspective. To the left off camera is where I was when I heard the thud, so I could have been seen easily from that door. Oops, forgot pic.
Window right above the couch. It watches you as you sleep.
Night 4, about to sleep. Okay. I'm done, I am definitely not staying alone here tomorrow. The door. The goddamn door. It's cracked open again. The cops just came and checked it, it was locked. I'm done, I might call the cops to come back, but with my luck it will be closed by then or nothing will be in there. Whoever is doing this is smart. They were watching from somewhere the whole time. They want me outside, but I am locked in the bedroom again with all the dogs. Bottles on the doors, thanks for the suggestion. The adrenaline is wearing off, so I am going to go to sleep now and update anyone who is interested tomorrow night. Check back here at around 11 p.m. or later, Texas time. I am going to see what the hell is in that garage door in the morning. Why does he want me to go in there? I'm horrified to find out, and I am definitely still going to sleep in this bedroom, no matter how many times this bastard rings the bell. Anyways, here's a decent pic from the kitchen of the cracked door again. But that's as close as I'm getting to outside tonight. I might try and bring a camera too, I need one at this point just to try and see who the hell is doing this. Op signing off, save my trip name so you'll know it's me tomorrow if you're at all interested.
Holy shit.
Mistook the tire for a fucking mask by just looking at the thumbnail. I thought it was over. Nope nope nope. Shit man.
Op here, sorry I haven't posted anything this morning. I am not kill, and nothing is wrong this morning luckily. But I did find a new horrifying discovery when it comes to that garage door. I will update you all on that tonight. I'm currently at my house just trying to recover from last night, and I am going back tonight. It's the last night I have to watch the place, so I think I can stick it out once more. The family hasn't returned my message yet, so I'm without any answers from them. I will post a new thread later tonight, recapping everything, and I will repost all images and text of the events. If this thread isn't killed by then, I'll post the link to the new thread. Check back at around 11 Texas time for an update.
So are you planning on calling a friend or two and search for anything suspicious in the garage and look for a hidden entrance to the house or something? Are you gonna use a decent camera tonight?
Most all my friends are off to college, but I may ask one or my brother to come check it out, but they probably can't stay all night. As for the camera, yes, I am bringing a better one. But I can't find my good video cam at the moment. I may also do the string thing at the base of the doors/bottles again to see if it tries to get in tonight. I will keep you all posted.
The family hasn't returned my message yet. What if that was their plan all along? They could have left by now to who knows where because they knew about those things happening.
Night 5, final night. Let me preface this final night by mentioning something that I discovered this morning. When I woke up this morning, I did my house duties as usual, then went to the backyard to see about this garage door that has been a living nightmare for me. It was still open. Not wide open, but cracked like it was the night before after the officers had left. Even though it was daytime, my heart was pounding as I approached the door, not knowing what I was going to find on the other side. As pictured above, this is what I found. Nothing. Well, almost nothing. The room was full of nothing but yard care tools and luckily no bodies, living or dead. But then I came to a frightening realization as I took my hand off the door. The door slowly closed on its own. Why did this creep me out? Because as I said a couple nights back, the door was wide open, and there is no possible way for that to happen naturally. The door would have to have been propped open, or even worse, somebody had to have been holding it open from the inside. Also, there was no key in or out of the door, so whoever was opening the door had a key for it. But why would somebody want me to look in there? There is nothing. Was my tormentor staying in there overnight? If so, then for how long? And one last question that is driving me crazy, is that the only key to this property that he has?
Alright everyone, shut the fuck up. The final night begins.
It is August 13th and about an hour away from midnight. It was raining on my way over to the house, which is never a good omen for a night like this. Luckily, the rain has passed through and I don't think it will rain again tonight. But I still feel no relief from what may or may not come. I have searched the entire property, looking for possible ways in and out of the house, and it looks like I'm sealed up tight in here. The only way in is to break something and clearly alert me. I'm hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. I still have my knife, not old enough to purchase a handgun, but I will be doing so when I come of age after all this, and I am holing up in a room alone again. A friend helped me search earlier, but had to leave about an hour ago, so it's just me, the dogs, my knife, and my phone at the ready to call the cops. I am truly hoping for a peaceful night, so that tomorrow it is the family's problem now and not mine. Any advice to ride out the night would be much appreciated, and I will be glued to this thread to update everyone until I eventually pass out.
OP, a couple questions if you don't mind. 1. Is this your last night house sitting? 2. Did you use my idea of taping thread across the doorways at the floor level for the ones the dogs don't go through, and higher for you to duck under for the ones the dogs do go through? 3. Do you still think this person is trying to get you to go into that garage at night? 4. Have you considered blocking off every exit from the garage so whoever's going in there has to reveal themselves to be let out, preferably by the police?
Yes, it's my last night. I have considered, but have no traps set and it's almost midnight. Fuck. I don't know, the garage has been cracked all day. And it's too late to fuck with the garage now, probably would have been a good idea.
For your mental being, don't set up bottles on your end of the door, the dogs will fuck it.
Yeah, in case they go sitting at the door it naturally falls over. Anyone think I should do the string thing? If I find some here I will. 30 minutes till midnight. If I do something I need to work fast. I'm probably already being watched though, so fuck.
I think a lot of the ideas are somewhat childish. I do think you should record a video from your phone when the ringing and knocks occur and post it for us. Not that we don't believe you, but I speak for a lot of us when I say we want to experience this with you and feel the shivers.
I could not find my camera at home today since my dad wasn't around to tell me where it was, and getting him to pick up his phone is a small miracle. I have my cell phone and they took their laptops on vacation I guess, because I see no computers anywhere. If I see something worth recording and can do it in time, I will on my phone. But don't keep your hopes up, quality is shitty on this thing. Fuck it, I'm doing the string and tape idea. I'm out of time, only about 10 minutes left. I'll post pics as proof, but I'm going back to this room and hiding where I can't be seen. It's clear he knows where I am all the time, so there's no point looking out for him tonight. It's not worth another mild heart attack. Be back shortly, I'll keep you posted.
Finally.
It's too late OP. Hole up and prepare to defend yourself. Do not go out, it's too late.
No bell yet, maybe that's a good thing, but it might be because he saw me lurking through the house even though I had the lights off. My camera, flash, the porch light, and street lights are the only lights that could have possibly made me visible. Here is the back door strung up. Yes, all locks including the one pictured are firmly locked. Tape is on tight, this is the front door. Sorry if it's hard to see, the string kinda blends but is good so if anyone tries to enter, they might not notice. One more pic coming. Still no bell. Here is the sealed door that I assume I was being watched from. I put it here just in case since this seemed to be a place he enjoys. I also have a single piece of tape on each door, so that if it is opened, it will hopefully fall off and the intruder won't know where it went. It's not a great plan, but it's something. At least I'll know if someone came in, hopefully. I'll keep you posted for a while longer, still no bell.
Problem is that door looks like it opens the other way. If you don't tape the thread to the door itself, on the opening end, knob end, then the stalker might open the door to look around, and see the string and simply step over part of the point of the string, and especially taping to the top of the door, and then to the door frame, is that it breaks when the door opens. You might have to get through the other doors, but this sealed door you could tape it directly to the door just in case. I mean let's face it, if the garage is opening and shutting, then this sealed door might just be locked with this stalker being the one locking it.
I have it taped to the side panels, so if the door opens, it will take at least one side of the string from the wall. I thought about that too, but figured it out. Plus the front has 2 doors that are locked, so I'm not too worried about that one.
I'm not liking this no bell thing. I am now 85% sure OP is being stalked by a psycho who was forced to change his pattern by last night's police appearance. Be careful OP, he might be pissed or frustrated, which could end fatally for you.
Your face when after op is done house sitting the stalker just follows op home. Your face when the stalker continues pulling this shit at op's place. Actually I've been considering this. What's stopping this guy from doing this? I mean, maybe he was stalking the family before, but now he finds this guy more fun.
God damn it, please don't even say such a thing. I'm off to college in 4 days, so he can try all he wants up there, too many witnesses. Also, the ADT sign out front is just a deterrent for many burglars. The system isn't in the house anymore, but surely they'll get one again after this shit. It just happened. What do? I don't want to move, but it doesn't stop until I investigate. The dogs aren't moving this time, it's like they don't even care. What now? Should I just let it keep going until it gets bored? How does this thing know exactly where I am? I am almost in tears at what just happened. I am in a room, door closed with the windows all shut. There is absolutely no possible way to see me in here. The bell rang at least 18 times, in much shorter than 5-minute intervals. I honestly lost track. It must have been a ring every couple minutes, then it sped up to a ring every 10 seconds by the last bell. They kept getting progressively closer together, as if a bomb ticking faster and faster about to go off. Then it stopped. Dead silence. I sat there, knife in hand, back to the wall. Then I heard it. A loud slam as if somebody slapped the wall with all their force. The noise came from the other side of the wall directly behind my head. And I mean, directly behind my head. I'm not gonna lie, I screamed and I swear I almost fainted and became very lightheaded. I've moved to another room, and I'm practically in tears. I've dialed the cops, I desperately need their help. I'm still posting, I am not dead, I need this to keep my mind off it even if it's for a second. I want it to be over.
Shit just got real, bro.
OP, the cops should arrive soon. You need to steady your breathing, and stay in a safe area. It is best to keep the dogs with you, if possible along with the knife. If you are not on the line with 911, call a family member or someone else to help keep you calm. Stay alert, be safe.
The other side of the wall was in the driveway. But this was on the other side of the gate from the backyard where the bell is. So it rang the bell, then hopped the fence or something, then slammed the wall. But I should have heard it hop the fence, it's old and creaky. Cops aren't here yet. When they get here, I'm in my car and gone. The dogs can deal with this shit, it doesn't seem to give a shit either way about them. We'll update as info is needed. The cops showed up finally, I saw their lights flashing, no siren though, through the cracks in the blinds in this room. I met them at the front door, locked both locks and told them to follow me to my car behind the gate. I have a remote gate opener. I waited for them to search the back a bit, and they went into the garage room which was still open. Nothing. They looked everywhere they could on the outside and I told them I was leaving. I didn't bother having them check inside, I honestly can't even bring myself to walk near that house again tonight. None of the strings were off that I could see as I fled the house and gathered my important things before I left, so I didn't see a point to have them piss off the dogs and bother them. From their arrival, to my departure, it must have only been 10 minutes at the most. I was so done with that house. Also, a note about the dogs. When the wall was hit, they were startled, but didn't bark or seem to care that much. How? Yet when the cops came, they were barking at the door before the cops even reached the door. I don't know, hell, I may never know what happened here tonight. I am coming back to get the rest of my things in the morning and will give you a final wrap up, especially if I find anything out of the ordinary. I'm at a stop sign in a well-lit street writing this now. I will post when I get home before I crash for the night. All that matters is I'm okay, only very shaken up.
Just got an all clear from a squad car on the scanner. Are they leaving the scene now?
Police scanner confirmed OP was telling the truth this entire time. Problem is the police may not be taking this seriously or doing anything, may just patrol a bit. It would be really easy for them to chalk it up as a prankster ringing a doorbell and OP being scared because he's new to the house, even though it's obviously something way more. OP, bring a friend when you go there for your things in the morning. This creep may be around the neighborhood, and may even be staying in the garage sometimes. Seriously, don't go there alone.
The cops were there when I left for those who were wondering. I gave them the gate code to lock up when they were done. I hauled it out of there quick so they were gonna make sure tonight, since it's been the second consecutive night I've had them come, different officers this time. I am at another stop, about 5 minutes out from house. Just letting you know I'm not killing, I'll be back soon, give me a few to get home and settle in. I'm now in my own bed at home. I told my parents I'd tell them everything in the morning. It's easier for me to type it than actually speak it right now. For anyone wondering, there was nobody in or under my car, so I'm all clear there. Also, I barely looked out the front windshield all the way home. I was pretty much glued to the rearview mirror, seeing if I was being followed, but I didn't have a single car even remotely near me the whole way home. No doorbell at the house, no banging, no nothing. My dog barks at anything, even us, so if anyone or thing of any kind came near the door, we would know. It looks like I'm safe tonight. This has been one hell of a ride. I am going back in the morning, so check for a new thread tomorrow with the same pic I have been posting at the start of each thread. Even if all is well and fine, I will still post just to give you all closure. It will probably be around noon, Texas time. That way I'll sleep in a little and be sure neighbors will be up and about to deter any more occurrences. I'll be awake a little longer answering any questions before I doze off. I'll let you all know when I'm signing off for the night. Thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully someone has been enjoying it, because I sure as hell have not enjoyed 1 minute of tonight.
OP is alive and S.T.A.L.K.E.R's not in his house.
What time does that family get back, OP?
Around 2 or so. I will probably wait at the house until they get back when I head over. I'm going to insist they find a hotel until security is installed and shit goes back to normal.
So OP, what do you think it really was, and how did they get away with it?
I wish I knew. Or maybe it's good, I don't know. As long as it is over, I could care less at this point. I almost hope it continues for the owners, just so he can get caught. Or maybe it will move on. Either way, I am relieved. It's off here from last night for my last checkup on the house. I'm out front in my car at the moment, and nothing seems unusual. I didn't want to come back, but the daytime makes it seem safe enough. We'll keep you updated for a while until I leave. For anyone wanting to catch up or for anyone new, here is a link to last night's thread. I'm heading in as we speak, nothing out of the ordinary so far, and I can see the dogs, all of which look fine. Proof it is me and my trip name. Forgot to add it before. I just walked in the back door after looking around the backyard for a few minutes. The garage door was still open and I peeked in just to find nothing once again. I also heard nothing last night, so I don't think it wants to bother me specifically, it just likes this house. We'll keep you updated. I'm doing a little cleaning too, so I apologize if my replies are several minutes apart. I started doing some vacuuming when I noticed something strange in the kitchen. The string from the night before is gone. Now this scared me initially, but I was thinking it might have come off when I came in the back door this morning. I didn't think to look for the string right off the bat. I looked around on the back porch and all in the kitchen to see if I inadvertently dragged it somewhere else when I came in. But then I looked at the front door. No string. Now it could have possibly come off when I opened the door for the cops last night, and if it was now somewhere in the front yard, chances are I would never find it. Here is the part that truly has me scared. The string for the sealed door is gone. I have no reasonable explanation for this. It is just gone. I didn't touch it, and there is no way the dogs or cops touched it. Cops never came in. But I might be regretting that decision now. This leaves only one possibility left. Either it found a way in last night after I left, or it has had access into the house this entire time and I have been unaware. This is raising so many questions. I am going to keep looking for the string and look for any possible explanations for what is going on. I'm looking all over the house and I can't find anything. I'm about to take out the trash, then I'm considering just leaving. I don't think it's worth me staying here until they get back. I've already left a few messages on their phone this morning. We'll report in shortly. And for those wondering about a dinosaur being walked, no. I wouldn't go through all this just for it to be a big dumb joke.
Stay at the house tonight. I have to know what it is. I wouldn't be able to live the rest of my life knowing that I don't know for certain what was fucking with me. If it's a fucking kid, bring it to justice. If it's something else, well, would you want to live in fear for the rest of your life?
This, yes, this.
I just stepped outside to take out the trash when I saw something that made my heart sink. The gate door that protects the sealed door was wide open. Now, this second door has been unlocked since I first checked on it in the back a few nights back, but I'm almost certain that it was tightly shut so it was unable to open by the wind. There is a slight chance I'm wrong and it opened by itself, but even the wind I don't think could do this. Plus, I checked the entire backyard when I showed up here and it was closed. But this alone is nothing compared to what I found upon investigation. I walked to the door, dreading what I was going to find. As I slowly approached the door, I found something that I cannot explain. The string. All 3 pieces, hanging on the door. This was not there when I initially arrived, so whatever has been doing this is still here, watching. Even more frightening? A key was in the lock. I turned it, and the door was far from sealed. It opened with ease. So why would I be told that the door was sealed? They have said it has been for years. I've known these people all my life, don't know if I've ever mentioned that. Also, I have watched their house for years but without any incidents. But this leads me to my final questions at the moment. Why hasn't it come in when I've been here, or even worse, has it been coming in this entire time? What if it has been freely coming and going, watching me sleep every night since I've moved from the room that it could clearly watch me? Nothing has been stolen either, so does it simply like to watch? Does it get off on seeing me in fear? I am awaiting to hear from the owners shortly. I will keep you updated.
No.
A spirit is trying to lure you out to see its naked dead body in the sealed room.
Jesus fuck dude.
Holy fucking cunt farts.
Up here. Sorry it's been a while, their plane landed and they called me after hearing my message. Give me a few minutes to type things out, then I am going home. They'll be home in about an hour and a half, and I don't want to be here that much longer. Their phone call was far from comforting. The family called back and asked what was up since I didn't give them too many details in the messages I left. I talked to the wife and told her about what was happening leading up to today's events. They had no prior knowledge of any stalker-type figure, and they haven't encountered any issues like I have been having at the house. Then I asked about the back door and it being sealed shut, like they told me years ago. She told me that they haven't used the door in years, and they're not even sure where the key to it is anymore. They had 2 keys originally, one of which broke off in the lock a number of years ago. The other one went missing. She said that she must have dropped it outside or something. She wasn't quite sure where it was. She said that was at least 3 years ago. They never changed the lock since they never used the door, and haven't had any reason to replace it. They said they would let me know in the morning if anything weird happens and they will drop off my money in the morning. She really didn't seem too worried. I don't think she fully understood or believed everything I told her. But I have the key now, and that's the only door the key works with. Garage door is still a mystery. I'll leave it on the counter for them and I am about to leave. Maybe the key in the door with all the string was the watcher's way of saying he was done here? Has he had that key since it was originally lost about 3 years ago? I don't know. I may never know. I'm going back to the safety of my own home and hoping this is all over. I'll stick with this thread until all interest is lost, answering questions, but I doubt if I will hear of any new occurrences. I'll probably give a checkup later this week, probably Friday before I head off to school. Thanks for those who stuck with me, it helped me keep my sanity.